I want to help you with communication. I want to help you in building relationships. You know, sometimes it's a little rough to talk about, but I think the absolute hardest time in my life had a lot to do with a time where I was absolutely depressed. I was absolutely anxious, but I wasn't willing to admit it. And because I wasn't willing to admit it, here's what happened. I ended up not wanting to face the world. It got to a point where I wouldn't come out of my room. I had a system. I would basically stay up really, really late where nobody was around, right? And then I'd come out of my room when nobody was around and everybody was asleep, and that's when I would eat. And then I'd go to sleep at about 4 or 5 in the morning, and I'd wake up at about 4 in the afternoon when everybody was gone. And at that point, that's when I would eat again. Nobody would see me. I didn't want to face the world because I didn't want people to know that I wasn't okay. A friend of mine, actually, this is really random, was really just trying to get me to be social. I was trying to be social myself, but I was still having a really hard time with it. And he actually told me, he was like, bro, you have to try this app, Tinder. He encouraged me to get on this app, and while I don't necessarily agree with it now, I had all the wrong intentions when it came to going into this app. This girl actually was the one that helped me out of this darkness. She helped me to realize that I was awesome the way I was, that I was meant to be in a wheelchair. She told me one time, she's like, all of these times that you think the wheelchair is your obstacle, that's the same thing that's helped you adapt. Your wheelchair is a great thing. It's the best thing about you. It's my favorite thing about you. And, I think all in all, most of the time, though we're not willing to admit it, we just need somebody there in those dark times to really help us out. And she ended up being that one person that helped me overcome. When I was in high school, up to that point, I had faced a lot of rejection, especially with girls. I even had girls tell me that they didn't want to be with me because I was in a wheelchair. And that really crushed me on the inside. I had a really hard time with that. Got to the point where I really would just kind of walk around, or even roll around, if you want to put it that way, with my head down. And that really forced me to be kind of socially awkward without even knowing it. I slowly lost my way of communication. I kind of found my way in a little ways as far as like talking to other people, but if you put me in front of women, especially because that was the thing that crushed me, it was all over. It was like I didn't even know who I was. It was like I wasn't even human. I still consider myself an awkward man in many ways, but I've kind of found my way past the overall points of where it really affected my life in bad ways and learned to use it to my advantage. So the awkward man's guide to getting her attention is really, it's a point where somebody can read it and really find out a lot about themselves. I had zero confidence, even 3 to 4 years ago to this point. And when I finally figured out, who I was and how I could be confident, I realized that sometimes, though we're not willing to admit it, the missing link is a significant other. I think that's why they call it a significant other. They're significant to our lives. They help us be who we are. I would not be who I was if it wasn't for my wife. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't be recording this video if it wasn't for her. I didn't truly believe that what I had to put out there was even significant. She told me it was. She told me I needed to put this message out there because there was more people out there just like me. Everything that I went to up to this point and finding my ways around really being confident in myself and talking to women, and later on finding the girl of my dreams and actually marrying her, is behind the Awkward Man's Guide to Getting Her Attention. And that's why I truly believe it's significant. Not only just for my life, I think it's applicable for everybody's life that puts their hands on this book. I think my book is a little bit of a different angle. Facebook is kind of a tough thing these days. I know a lot of people are going to see this video from first seeing me on Facebook. I want to help you with communication. I want to help you in building relationships, and I want to help you in realizing that you are awesome just the way you are, and you could be comfortable in your own skin no matter your shape, size, ethnicity, race, you name it. your situation. Maybe you're in a wheelchair like me. That's okay too. I think this is the first step in the process of a new you. When it comes to a lot of people you see on the internet, a lot of people want to claim that they can help you in situations where they haven't experienced a thing. You know, I wouldn't be here talking to awkward men if I didn't consider myself awkward. I wouldn't be here talking to people that were potentially anxious like myself or depressed like myself if I didn't go through all of this stuff prior. Coming out of this, I knew at some point there had to be people out there that needed to hear or understand what I had come to realize. And that is why I think at some point people should listen to me. I want to be that light in their life that really helps them out of this darkness that they might be in.